The other thing that's an interesting technology is hotspots. If any of you have got a Ford, recent Ford that's running sync technology, you can get a stick from any of the carriers. You can plug it into a USB port. It becomes a mobile hotspot. Everybody in the car has internet access. The same thing with the announcement from RIM on the Playbook with their Sprint 4G announcement that's coming later this year and next year here in Canada. And for those of you that have Apple technology with iOS 4.3, maybe they'll call it 5, but basically your iPad can and your iPhone can act as a mobile hotspot. Network evolution is important to understand as well. From an enterprise point of view, if somebody is using a mobile device like an iPhone and accessing your corporate website, if the response time isn't very good, everybody can blame it on the network. But as soon as these network traffic, the network speeds go up to 4G, and Bell and Telus have announced what they call 42 megabit 4G service, you can't blame it on the network anymore. So you better make sure that your servers are able to serve up that data a lot faster than they're doing today. And of course, we're going to LTE. Now, in the US, LTE will be deployed nationwide by 2013. Unfortunately, Canada has fallen way behind in terms of network capabilities. It will take us a while, even though all the carriers are gravitating towards LTE. That, in theory, has 100 megabit per second peak speed, although more realistically, it's 12 megabits per second. And finally, before I turn it over to Ayaz to show you some of the things that we're actually doing in this area at PwC, social media is maturing. Again, I look at it primarily in a number of different ways. Platforms like Xtify, which give me push notification and geo-triggers, allow us to deploy applications that are location aware. And then, of course, many, many organizations with new platforms, Radian being an example. These are the types of dashboards that allow an organization to understand what people are saying on the web about them in the Twitters and in the Facebooks, et cetera, and blogging, and get some idea of what type of traffic is out there. The Cadmuses of this world, these deal with the overwhelming amount of information that somebody's looking at, even from a Twitter point of view. What this does is aggregate and decide what information is important and what you should see. So these are interesting applications that deal with all of this influx of data. And from a social commerce point of view, one of my favorites, we don't have it here in Canada, but one of my favorites is Shopkick. The way this thing works is you bring your phone into a store, you go in, you tell it I'm in the store, you automatically get something called Kickbucks, which in effect allow you to either get discounts, or it's like a little couponing system, and if you go over to the store, you go into the shelf and you scan an item with the phone, it automatically gives you Kickbucks, and it gives you a little blurb on the item that you're looking at, so it's basically selling you the item. This is now deployed in over 1 million stores in the United States, things like Best Buy and so forth. And the next generation of this location-aware application is going to be personalization. And when you walk in the store, knowing what you like, it's going to basically guide you to the products in the store. And if you look at the results from retailers that are reporting the use of this social commerce tool, it is quite astounding. Anyways, I'm going to turn it over to my colleague. Ayaz is going to give you a little bit of a demonstration and just talk to you about how PwC is using tablets mobility and how we're basically using social media. So Ayaz?